this or without this? Come here and check your live stream. This is your live stream. Are we good to go, ma'am? Can we start? Hello. Can you people hear me? Just send a thumbs up. You guys can hear me?
Hear you.
Okay, cool. Well, before I begin this session, I would like to take this as an opportunity to thank all my teachers for the sole reason for who I am today. A very good afternoon to one and all. I am Arun Bharati and I work as a design engineer at Just Robotics. It's not live. Just a second, there's some glitch with the live. Just fix it. Like? Yeah. This will be delayed by 20 seconds. What's the point? not checking it. Yeah, we are good to go. I take immense pleasure in welcoming you all to this lecture on importance of robotics in the K-12 space. Looking into the history, the evolution of the education system is pretty fascinating. In the ancient times, we had the Gurukul system where students had to go to the teacher's place, stay there and study. However, later with advancement, the texts were recorded on palm leaves with the use of sharp writing instruments. Then in the later stages, universities like Nalanda and Taxila were established. In the ancient India, findings show people were taught science, maths, religion, philosophy, Vedas, and arts. The Vedic tradition of education was followed by the Mughal and the British Empire. The British Empire were the one who brought the modern education system into India. The curriculum was more confined to modern subjects such as science and mathematics. Post-independence, the current education system was built and developed over the system brought in by the British. Several institutes were set up for technological advancements and global exposure for Indians. Many of them are among the top institutions in the world. The current education system has undergone several changes in the past 73 years of independent India. The current system that's being followed is more of a theory-based approach. There were very little practical training uh, in the K-12 space. In the past 5 to 10 years, several teachers and educationists have put in so much research and innovation into making the curriculum easy and fun for the students. The Ministry of Human Resource and Development had released a National Education Policy 2020 in the month of June. I would like to quote a few key points from the NEP 2020. The policy encourages 10 bagless days / occasional training. Children will now be able to learn to code from class 6 as coding will be included as part of their curriculum. The new structure aims at encouraging experimental learning. Emphasis on critical thinking and more holistic, inquiry-based, discovery-based, discussion-based, and analysis-based learning will be encouraged. In all stages, experimental learning will be adopted, including hands-on learning. The new education policy lays a particular emphasis on the development of the creative potential of each child. The NEP 2020 introduces subjects such as artificial intelligence and design thinking as well. So these are the few key points that from the NEP 2020. So what is STEM? How it is somewhere related with NEP 2020, what it has got with NEP 2020. STEM is an acronym. It stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. STEM isn't any new subject or a technology. It is an approach in which the existing subjects are taken to the kids in a more fun and creative way. Traditionally, it has been the practice to teach 4 STEM components more or less separately from one another. By contrast, STEM education emphasizes an integrated approach of science, maths, and technology. In fact, STEM-based education teaches children more than science and mathematic concepts. The focus on hands-on learning with the real-world applications helps develop a variety of skill sets, including creativity and the 21st century skills that are required. The 21st century skill, in fact, includes media and technology literacy, productivity, social skills, communication, flexibility, and initiative. Other skills attained through STEM education include problem solving, critical thinking, creativity, curiosity, decision making, leadership, entrepreneurship, acceptance of failure, and many more. Regardless of the future career path considered by these children, these skill sets go a long way to preparing them to be innovative. Advantages of STEM based curriculum or STEM education. In the real world, nowhere maths and physics are used independently. They're always interrelated. In engineering science, science and mathematics play a very vital role. An interdisciplinary curriculum approach in the STEM bridges the gap between textbook and real life. The ability to think critically and challenge standards is the basis of innovation. So innovative thinkers are the movers and shakers that have the potential to change the world. Since the curriculum focuses more on practical based learning, it creates more room for creativity. Many studies have also shown that the STEM education has improved the problem solving capabilities of the students. So how do we enhance STEM learning? How can we make STEM an effective approach? The most important thing is to keep things close to life. That is relating science to students' uh, daily life. This makes remembering things easy for the kid. And also, developing hands-on tasks and group activities will enhance their problem-solving ability. Different approaches are being followed around the globe to impart STEM-based education. Some follow art as a medium, wherein some follow science experiments as a medium. Some are doing it through activities, activity-based learning. It's also being done through robotics. So STEM curriculum is followed in majority of the schools in the United States and European countries. It has been made as part of the school curriculum as well. So each school follows a different approach to impart STEM into their curriculum. So I would like to share a video from school in the US. It shows how STEM is deployed to teach kids. Uh, the teacher shares their experience, how effective it has been compared to the previous methods they have been using. I'll play the video. If the frame is dropping for you people, I'll also put the link in the Zoom chat. So you can view it in your mobile phone if the screen is dropping. So I put the video link in the chat and also open it. Just a second, I'm just playing the video. Yeah. Open that window. Yeah. Just make it.
We are preparing our youngsters for jobs that we don't even know about. And so the big pieces that we're building are that perseverance and being able to problem solve and being able to work collaboratively in groups. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. We're very fortunate to have STEM schools and have that type of education here in our district because students have an ability to really delve in and learn through projects, real life application with STEM, and emphasis in really exploring things that they're curious about and asking questions and then discovering and constructing knowledge through different projects that they're working on. So STEM education provides those avenues for kids to explore and to understand the world around them. Some examples of things that kids can do through engineering is, say, working on bridges and trying to figure out what kind of bridge can hold the most weight. It would require kids to do some research to find out, how do we construct bridges? What makes a bridge strong? What makes it sturdy? And then put those things into practice by designing it and taking that design into application and actually building it and
Are you guys
testing
able
it
to
out
see the
and then having
video
conversations about
shared on the screen?
No, sir.
Oh no, I thought it's being shared.
Able to see the video, but the link is not available in the chat box.
The link.
So the video is there, but just now it has paused and no audio is there.
Okay, I'll just pause it. So how do I put it in the chat video? Link? Chat. In the live stream. So now please check in the chat box. Send the link.
It's available.
Yeah, the frame. I'm sharing it also on the online call. So if the frames are dropped in, please go and look it through the tape. Ma'am will share attendance link on the Zoom chat. Copy and paste it.
we are preparing our youngsters for jobs.
Are you guys able to see the video on the screen?
Not it, sir.
It's buffering.
Okay.
That we don't even know
You'll be able to see it. You can share.
about. And so the big pieces that we're building are that perseverance and being able to problem solve and being able to work collaboratively in groups. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. We're very fortunate to have STEM schools and have that type of education here in our district because students have an ability to really delve in and learn through projects, real life application with STEM, and emphasis in really exploring things that they're curious about and asking questions and then discovering and constructing knowledge through different projects that they're working on. So STEM education provides those avenues for kids to explore and to understand the world around them. Some examples of things that kids can do through engineering is, say, working on bridges and trying to figure out what kind of bridge can hold the most weight. It would require kids to do some research to find out, how do we construct bridges? What makes a bridge strong? What makes it sturdy? And then put those things into practice by designing it and taking that design into application and
Sorry, ma'am.
The video is not visible, only the voice is coming.
Video is not visible. Now is it visible?
Building it and testing it out, and then having conversations about what worked and what.
Are you guys able to see the video now?
No, sir, we cannot see.
You're not
No,
able to
sir, we can only hear. We can't see the video.
Okay, we have got the link. We can see it later on also. So
Yeah,
we
fine.
see it.
Only the audio is audible, sir, not the video.
Okay, we'll proceed then. We can refer it through the link. So it will basically they'll be telling you how they have implemented STEM based learning at their school and how it has been happening, all the process and stuff. So you get a clear understanding how the practical difficulties and the benefits and the effects it has on the learning process of the kid. So you can refer to the video later once the session is done. So schools in India are also getting in slowly integrating STEM into their curriculum. At the moment in India, majority of the STEM-based learning is happening only through after-school programs, that is through maker spaces, workshops, and summer classes. So
క్లాస్
some
వినేది పీక్ అవుతలేస్తా వెంచనా నీకు మైండ్ పని చేయట్లేదా అరే స్వామి నీకు నెట్ సరిగ్గా లేదు బాగా
we're coming up live. Just a second. I'm extremely sorry. There's some glitch with the live YouTube live, so it's being sorted. So schools in India are also slowly getting into this STEM-based curriculum. So this is the list of key players in the STEM-based learning sector. Kivico is a Californian-based company. They work on monthly subscription-based problem. It basically works like a magazine subscription. You subscribe to a magazine every month. You get a new edition of the magazine at your doorstep. Uh, So you subscribe to a magazine every month, you get a new edition of the magazine at your doorstep. Similarly, you will get a new kit every month that will have a science kit that teaches a new concept. Why did Junior, almost everyone would have heard of this name in the past couple of months. They are an Indian-based company. focus into teaching robotics for kids. It has a drag and drop interface in which you will learn the logic on how to code. And Magic Crate, as well as an Indian company, they work similar to Civico. They also provide science kits on a monthly subscription basis. So there's like two video links on how the Civico kits and the Printerbox kits are all developed. I'll just share it in the chat section. The screen is not visible. I think that will take it off. Okay, 1 second. So, just a second, we'll fix the screen.
Arun?
Yeah, did I see the screen
Yeah,
now? Getting
yeah,
screen?
I think it is not audible and the videos are, there is nothing going on in the screen.
No, now is it anything available on the screen?
Yeah,
See anything on the screen? You see the presentation?
okay.
Hello. Hello. You guys see the screen? Is it visible now?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, it's visible. You see the presentation, right? So Whitehead Junior, they teach coding. So it's like a drag and drop interface. And I put some two links. Uh, I'll just play a video.
Discover.
Sir, actually, we're facing with internet issues, sir.
Engineering for everyone. Technology you
Video being shared on the screen.
discover engineering for everyone. Technology you can tinker with and science made awesome. We are KiwiCo, and we deliver hands-on STEM projects designed to inspire young innovators. Because we believe that learning about science and engineering should be fun, creative, and amazing. Get free shipping today. Visit kiwico.com.
So I hope you guys saw the video. Yeah. You guys able to see the presentation now? Yes. Hello. Is the screen getting shared?
So your volume is very low, sir.
Volume.
We can
Screen is visible, but it's very blurred one.
blur.
Yeah. Now is it audible?
The screen is also
Yes,
blurred.
sir. Your voice is
Yes,
audible
it
now.
Screen is
audible,
blurred. Screen is blurred.
blurred.
Why is it blurred?
Maybe some network issues, signal problems.
Okay. Okay, so I've shared the link in the chat so you can check it out later. So the video will give you an insight how these STEM-based kits are developed and how they are designed and how fun it is to work with. So educationists around the globe have come up with several approaches to impart STEM into the K-12 space. Robotics is one such effective approach in which STEM can be imparted. Robotics has been an effective tool in teaching even a complex engineering topic in a simple, understandable way to the kid. So if you look into the robotics sector, there are like three major key players: Lego Robotics, Qtpy Robotics, and J Robotics. So Lego was a company which was into developing plug and play based toys before. So they were famous for their building blocks. So in 1984, they collaborated robotic based educational kit for the younger generation. So after 6 years of research and development, they came up with a robotic kit called so they came up with a robotic kit called the Mindstorm. It is one of the hot selling kits in the market. So it had a good reception when it was launched in India, even though it was priced at 30,000 Indian rupees. Qtpy is an Indian-based company. They also build robotic kits for school students. J Robotics associated with schools and set up labs at schools to teach robotics. So even here, I have a couple of videos. Since there's some issues, technical issues sharing the video, I'll just put this link in the chat section at the end of the session, so you guys can have a look at it. So our journey with the K-12 space, a journey with the robotics into the K-12 space. Just Robotics has been teaching robotics to school kids for more than 6 years now. We have imparted more than 8,000 lives with robotics. The curriculum that we follow is a tried and tested model. It is a 100% STEM-based curriculum. Also, the current curriculum didn't happen overnight. The robot models that we use now have undergone several changes over the years based on factors such as feedback from the students, the ease of understanding, the concept covered. So we also partnered with the Akshay Patra Foundation to take robotics to the government schools. So we have trained and mentored over 200 government school kids. So I would like to take our journey as an example to illustrate the effect STEM education has on the younger generation. We have a rule at Just Robotics: never compromise on the fundamentals. Whatever we teach, we start from the very fundamentals. This enables a complete understanding of the concept, how complex ever it be. The majority of the learning is set through hands-on practical. We have developed multiple kits to demonstrate multiple concepts. From the morning session, what Mr. Brijesh and Mr. Vibhav would have taken, you would have got an idea what is a robot and what is robotics. Mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, and that is electrical and electronics engineering and computer science engineering are the major contributors in the field of robotics. The curriculum is built on these three major domains, that is mechanics, electronics, and programming. Based on these three major classifications, our program is split into 4 levels. That is, in level 1, kids will be exposed to the world of robotics, that is basic mechanics, basic electronics, and basic programming. In level 2, the kids will learn electronics and artificial intelligence. Level 3, we will have advanced electronics and programming. Level 4 will deal with advanced robotics like image processing, deep learning, and drones. Hello, yeah.
हाँ सर, ये हिलव्यू रिजॉर्ट मसूरी.
Sorry.
हाँ सर, ये मेरे एक कुछ फ्रेंड्स का जो है एक ट्रिप आया था, उनका कोई इवेंट था वहाँ पे फ्राइडे को.
सॉरी सर, कहीं गलत जगह पर आ गए.
आपके रिजॉर्ट में यहाँ पे कोई इवेंट नहीं था ये सैटरडे को.
सर, दिस इज नॉट हिलव्यू रिजॉर्ट.
अच्छा, ठीक है.
Are we good to continue? Yes, I believe. Okay. So these are the models that we use to teach robotics or the basic mechanics or electronics to our kids. Some of our models, it's like part of our level 1 that is used to teach the basic mechanics, how things are assembled, how they are built, how they are designed. Yeah, that teaches you the structural strength and the movement, the mechanisms, and all those stuff. How humans walk, how animals walk, the walking mechanism, and all those things. So the one you see here is an autonomous robot. It can move on its own. This robot is called a line following robot. It can follow a line and move on its own. So also I got a video link here. I'll share it. I'll put it in the chat section. You can look into it. The video has the working of industrial real-sized robot that is used in the warehouses. You would have also seen in the morning sessions where Brijesh and you would have used it, where robots are used in the warehouse to move material from one place to another for material movements. So the same concept is used here. So the line following robot which the student builds works on the same principle, the same life-sized robot that's being deployed in the industry. And this image you see on the screen is a hydraulic crane. This model is used to teach the principles of hydraulics and pneumatics. A kid sees this as a toy. He just
मैं फोन ही नहीं किया यार. तू कहता कि मैं वहाँ पे जा रहा हूँ. 3 बज गए अब तो. अच्छा, बट उसने क्या कंडीशन क्या बताई है?
Excuse me, sir. Why don't you mute the participants? There is someone.
I'm muting.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this image you see is a hydraulic screen. Hydraulic crane. A kid who sees this, he looks at as a toy. He learns with fun. So building the setup from scratch gives the kid an idea of the construction of how the hydraulic and pneumatic system is constructed and how it works. The very next time he sees excavator in real life, he can relate it to the crane he built and the concept behind its working. This is a very basic example on how the STEM curriculum works. So our mission is to democratize robotic education. So most of the models available in the market are ready-made, just assemble, plug and play. But we want the kid to go through the process of building things from the scratch. So that's what we strongly believe. It truly does justice to what we call it as a STEM-based education. We have a program called ETMOT, which stands for Enabling the Makers of Tomorrow. It is basically a 20-month program where the student will be exposed to all the domains of robotics, right from design, manufacturing, electronics, and programming. So the kid you see here is Shlok. He was part of our ETMOT program. He's currently in his 12th grade. So this is the drone he built. This is a picture of the drone which he built. And he has also started his own company now. It is known as Books Indie. It is a book sharing platform basically, wherein you can list your old books. People interested can contact you and buy it from you. He himself built the entire app of Books Indie. So the app is available in the Play Store. You can check it out if you're interested. And the other kid in the picture is Anuj. It's like Anuj and Slok together. So Anuj was also part of our ETMOT program. He's one of the youngest LabVIEW certificate holders in India. So these two kids built to help rescue workers trapped at disaster sites, which they displayed at the National Instruments National Level Engineering Project Display Fest. Interestingly, they were in school when this event happened. So this is our program with the government school kids. We are partnered with Akshay Patra Foundation to teach robotics to government school kids. So in the picture you can see our students playing with the robots. So even the government school kids have gotten an opportunity to get exposed to the STEM-based hands-on practical curriculum. So students from government school Edu in Bangalore, they were working on a robot for a competition, and they won the jury award for the best design. So this happened in Gujarat. So it happened in the month of last October, I think. So this is government school kids, they won a prize there. And this is also another competition where students part of our ETMOT program won. So why should everybody learn robotics? For somebody who wants to become an engineer, learning robotics might be useful. How about somebody who wants to become a musician, a chartered accountant? The world we live in is dominated by technology. Technology is inevitable. A.R. Rahman did a course in artificial intelligence and machine learning from MIT. He says AI and ML has reduced days of post-processing parts while rendering the music and the instruments arrangement. So these days, robots have started to replace humans in the medical fields as well. So even if somebody has to become a doctor, so if he has a basic understanding how these systems, how the technology works, it will be really helpful for him. Robots are widely used for surgeries due to their high precision and reliability in the medical industry. So learning robotics at a young age equips and exposes you to the current trends in technology. So in this program, we'll be going through all the basics. You'll get an introduction what is robotics and how it is being done. The upcoming sessions, you'll be going through the basic mechanics, electronics, and also programming is there. So you'll have a complete understanding how it is working. So that's been my time. Actually, if I played the videos, it have been covered. So it feels like it has the session has ended a little early. So So I planned it with so many videos. Because of technical glitch, I was not able to play the videos. So I'm very sorry for that. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. You can unmute yourself and you can ask. Hello.
So are you going to share the PPTs with us? Because most of the times the screen was blank.
Yeah. We will.
You were supposed to send the link of YouTube videos in the chat window also. So maybe get
Sorry.
that. Maybe get the link of YouTube videos.
Yeah. We will share it with you.
Okay, thank
Don't
you.
have to.
So please share it in the WhatsApp group. So please share the links of the videos in the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, sure. I'll
That
share
would be
all the
more
video
better.
links. The
Yeah, that will be better. That will be
Otherwise, it
like,
was a wonderful session.
yeah.
Yeah, sure. So any queries, any doubts, how the process or the structure is happening?
See, what I could understand, sir, see, all this robotics is basically about hands-on experience, and we are doing this all online course. So I have a little doubt, like how we are going to proceed and how effective it is going to be, right? Without doing the practical things or working on robotics, how far it will be like beneficial.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So there's this practical difficulty because of the pandemic, it's really hard to ship the kits and stuff. So we'll be doing it in a simulation environment. So we'll expose you to a simulation environment where you'll have the simulation of the actual robot or the functioning of the robot on the screen. So you'll not worry about it. It'll not just be theory; it will be practical. We'll be
Okay.
doing it in a simulation environment.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
So any other questions? Yeah, sure. We'll be sharing all the links in the group.
Yes, sir. Sir, you have discussed about the curriculum structure for the robotics, like at a grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, what the student has to study. So, sir, at what level of age the exact programming should start for learning robotics? Sir?
Programming, you can start it from level 3. I mean, from grade 3 or grade 4. You can expose them to how the algorithms, the logic behind. So basically, programming, you can break it down into two major parts. One is the syntax, that is how we have to program the rules and regulations. The other thing is the logic behind it. So you can expose the kids at a very young age with the how to crack the logic, how to build the logic, how to solve a problem. So there have been more similar simplified portals available for kids to learn programming. It's very easy to do. It's just drag and drop. You don't have to code there. It's simply like playing with. So we'll also be going through it. We'll be taking you. The journey will be going through it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, I'm getting so many messages in the chat. So we'll be sharing everything. So you don't have to worry. We'll share the entire PPT and the links as well. Practical and simulation programming. Simulink itself, it's a different thing. We'll not be dealing Simulink here. So it's a different simulation platform. Tomorrow we'll be starting with it. So very excited. I'm looking forward for the session. So any other questions?
Yes, sir. Sir, I just wanted to ask if there is a student who is from the STEM background, like he is a mathematics as well as a biology student. Okay, till the 12th, he's studying both the subjects. But after 12th, if he thinks that he can join in like a robotics or study in computer field, so is it possible, sir, for him that he can cope up with those subjects because he's very good in mathematics and all logical thinking?
Yeah, you can, ma'am. Actually, robotics is majorly constitutes of maths and physics. So you can definitely.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So there's a question on the chat section. As we get the about the hydraulic crane, can we actually make these students do this with all the program? Yes, yes, we can. We can make them do it. So the kit which is showed, we usually use it for grade 1 to grade 3. That's for kids. So we can also fit in actuators, that is motors, and we can also use a microcontroller to program it. We can also make it autonomous as well. We can also integrate image processing and stuff. We can do it. Any other questions?
So do you advise that the kids who are not having the mathematical or a scientific aptitude should be introduced to robotics at class 8th level or so?
Yeah, ma'am. They can.
But
So
usually the
yeah,
students they just ask कि मैम हमारा तो we don't want to go in for science or maths in class 11th or 12th, then why should we learn robotics?
So that's what I said. So robotics, it's not just for people who want to go into the science stream. Basically, working on this curriculum, STEM-based curriculum, it will what is it? Trigger it will improve their critical thinking, their problem-solving skills as well. So the reason why people say I hate maths or science is because they fail to see the fun in it, one way or the other. So they fail to understand the fun in it. So that's why they have an affinity towards it.
Right.
So once we make the process fun, once we make them understand that science is fun, it's not so difficult to understand. So obviously they will get into it. So that's what we strongly believe in.
Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah, ma'am.
Thank you, Arun Bharti, for your valuable information on robotics, importance of robotics and K2 science, and exposing the participants with new technologies and their applications. I thank you so much. I thank all the participants for your patience hearing and for the workshop, for the FDP you are there. Any practical sessions, actually this is an online course. So online probably even you should have all the kits ready with you before the session starts, so that if there are any practical sessions, you should have the materials with you to integrate everything, whether it is motors or mechanical part or the programming part. All the instructions will be shared probably, but since it is on online course, it will be very difficult to carry on hands-on experience. We'll try to accommodate in the next sessions in future if the opportunity is presented, or if there is an offline course, we can always take care of all those. Thank you very much, Arun, for your. Tomorrow we'll be meeting at 9:45. The link will be shared to you tomorrow morning through your WhatsApp and through your email group. Thank you all.
Thank you,
Have a
ma'am.
good day. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, Arun sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Is there any attendance link for session 3 also?
Hello, it has been sent in session 3 WhatsApp group also. It's there in YouTube also. It is also there in your chats. Please fill chat group, in the chats it's there.
No, ma'am, for the session,
Ma'am,
not
we can't see the Yes, for session 3, the attendance link is not there. It is for session 2.
Session 3 also it's there.
No,
Ma'am, it is not
Wait,
there.
I am just
Session 1
putting
and
it.
session 2.
only for 2
Yeah,
sessions for the
yeah.
data it is given.
Yes, I'm posting it now again.
Okay,
Yes.
fine.